Hello. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Amy. Good to see you all.
So good to see you. Thanks for asking us to join. We
Of-
love talking about feelings.
Okay. Well, Ruby came up with the topic of feelings. So thank you, Ruby. That was a good one.
That was a good one. What feeling do you like, Lilou?
I like being nice.
You like being nice?
You like being nice. That is, and it comes back to you. And Amy, I didn't hear from you. What was a feeling you liked?
I like being nice too.
All right. Maybe we could combine everyone's together and say you feel happy when you're being nice.
Yes.
All right. So, are we all ready to draw?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to set this up so we can see what Ruby's drawing, and then I'll layer in my drawing and Lilou's drawing.
Okay. Sounds good. And all I have to remind everybody about, as you all start to draw, hopefully, I did look like I froze for a second, but it might have just been that I was listening intently. But when we draw together, you can draw anything you want. You don't have to produce anything. You don't have to, you just keep moving your pencil or your pen or whatever you're using and not worry about the results. These aren't about results and what things look like. This is just about the feeling of drawing. So as you can see, I don't have my arm with me, so I'm going to be a little bit more awkward. All right. Thanks for joining, kid. And I'm going to have to tape up my camera onto a water container.
Ryan, are you in a different place today that you don't have your normal studio accoutrements?
Well, you know what? I taught and I teach from home and not from my studio sometimes because I don't have as good of a reception. Although it's silly, I do this. It's fine here. But so I taught from home. I did a collage class from home this weekend or earlier this week, and then I forgot to pick it up. Boo. But you all know I forget things, so it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's a feeling. So, hi Nick. Thanks for joining. And
I am drawing with colors that evoke the feeling I have today. You can show people. I like yours, Lilou. This is so far how I feel.
oh, nice. That feels actually like, one thing I've discovered about color is during the quarantine, I discovered how much I like it. Right before quarantine, I got a big marker set of all kinds of markers. And there's that, And it really got me to start playing with color.
Yeah.
So I hope that
I love color. I've always loved color. I feel like color helps define the mood.
Yes.
And it helps show my mood. Oh, we're dropping paper. We're dropping paper.
That's all right. Hopefully there's more. So, I'm really trying to get my thing all worked up here, so it might take a little longer. Wow.
Okay. How does that make you feel right now?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, about having problems with my phone?
Well, is it a problem or it's just like, I don't know, it's just like...
It's a situation.
It's a situation.
Do you remember the situation on Jersey Shore? Was it Jersey Shore? Was that before your time?
Was that a show you ever watched?
I watched it once or twice, and I just remember that the situation was known for his abs. That was his talent.
That's what you remember from the show. That's not what I remember from the show.
Well, there you go. I guess
I remember a lot of yelling and a lot of like tension and a lot of drinking and a lot of going out. That's what I remember from the show.
What was it? They had a philosophy. It was like laundry, workout, laundry,
Gym tan laundry.
party.
I think it's GTL. I don't know if someone in the comment can correct us, but I think
Yes.
it was GTL.
Please let us know. Someone says you love the situation.
I don't know if that's directed at you or me, but
So yeah, I'm going with broad strokes in terms of my doodling tonight.
Ruby, I like your shapes.
So I drew happy, mad, sleepy, and so sleepy, happy, sad, and mad.
Sleepy,
You know,
happy. I like this one.
you know what that made me think of? It made me think of the Seven Dwarfs.
And this
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you think each of the Seven Dwarfs was like a different emotion?
Yeah.
Although sleepy's not really an emotion, that's just how your body feels, I guess.
Do you want a new
Well,
picture?
well, there was a dwarf that was kind of like sleepy.
Yes.
I think we should say little person.
Right, we could say little person. I
Do
think
you want these? Look at these, Ruby. These are fun to try.
Okay.
you know what, too? I don't think Disney was thinking about being sensitive when he named...
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think sensitivities change over time, thankfully.
But do you think... Wait, it's based on a Grimm's fairy tale, so it started with that. I was just... I actually, strangely enough, watched a video about famous little people, and there was one in the Spanish palace. It's a sad story, but they used to, nobility in the 17th and 18th century used to actually have little people as companions.
That's okay, Lilou. It's okay. I don't know if everyone heard that, but there was a package of oil pastels that fell, and Lilou shouted out, "You freaked my picture!" Sorry, Lilou.
Wait, freaked it?
Yeah, I think Lilou feels like her picture got scared by the sound and action of the oil pastels falling and crashing to the ground.
Well, that's interesting because maybe inanimate objects do have feelings.
We were talking about that yesterday. Lilou, do you think trees have feelings?
Yeah.
What do they feel?
They feel like they're kind of berries. This is what I feel right now.
Oh, it's like nice a little bit.
I see purple and orange. Yeah.
Can you use words to describe that too?
Well, today I had a play date with my friends, and then I wanted to draw, but then when my friend Ryan was playing with my friend Selah at Selah's house, then I wanted to go back and draw, but then I realized that I could play with Selah tomorrow, and I can draw today.
Oh wait, you didn't cancel your plans tonight, did you?
Ruby made a choice. She was playing outside with her friends, and I said, "Do you want to come inside and draw with me and Ryan, or do you want to stay outside and play?" And she said, "I want to come inside." But then when she came inside, she realized that also made her sad to say goodbye to her friend.
Oh, her friend couldn't also draw with us.
We're not doing indoor playtime yet.
Right.
But something I wanted to ask Ryan and Ruby is, what does it feel like to feel two feelings at the same time?
Well, that's a really good question. When you feel two feelings at the same time, then the other feeling that you felt first, you feel more for that. But the other feeling that you feel too, just a little of that. But not so much of that, because you feel the other feeling more than you do than the other feeling.
So what you're saying is that there's always a feeling that feels stronger than the second feeling. There's like a primary feeling and like a secondary feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that.
Oh. Boy, that's a hard question. That's a hard question, Amy. I'm trying to figure it out. I would say...
Love it.
I would say that usually, and maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but I seem to have them kind of one after another. It's like a little parade. You know, at first, the first part of the parade, there might be like,
Kind of like when I'm at the beach.
yeah, and what happens at the beach?
Well, when the waves crash, like when the dolphins splashes, we kind of see them when they splash in the water. And there's some sand crabs on the sand, and that's all I know about them.
That's a lot. I mean, that's not all you know. That's a lot that you know.
And sharks can fight people, but not in this world.
It seems like, you know what? It seems like we know a lot about a lot of things if we just like think about it, you know? Like we may not know like facts all the time, but we know how we feel about them because they're in the same world as us. So that's kind of how I think about it. Like I have a couple of times I've been like working, and here's two feelings at one time. I was working one time when I used to be I used to work in an office at an art school a long time ago, and I was mad because I kept feeling like my boss was watching me, making sure I was working hard enough. And I just was like thinking to myself, gosh, I wish she just would stop watching me, and I'm working hard. Stop policing me.
Right.
And then I looked up, and she wasn't even sitting at her desk. She wasn't even there. I made it all up. And so then I was relieved, and then I felt stupid at the same time.
Right.
So I was like, my body got more relaxed, but then I also kind of had to think, oh, I really can make up stories, you know?
I often feel two feelings, like with my relationship with my lovely husband, Charlie, who I love. And also sometimes he drives me crazy. So it's funny also with love and expressions of love that you can love someone so much.
Oh.
And also drive you absolutely crazy.
Well, that's true. That's kind of passion in a way. Like when we have a cat, and this cat, he will attack me. I mean, people have heard this. It's really boring for some people who always hear about my cat stories. But he will attack me. He'll attack my feet in the morning. But the thing is, he is so cute. He is so cute. And it's kind of like, he's so cute, I want to like squeeze him really hard. Because it's like, that feeling when you just want to like, sometimes grandparents would do it where they would pinch your cheeks really hard. But it's just because they love you and they think you're so cute.
Right.
Excuse me?
Are you saying excuse me to Ryan? Okay.
Oh, you don't have to say that. I can't see who it is, though.
These are all the same feelings at the same time that you can feel.
Oh.
What we're talking about now, I think we're talking about, for me, I'm talking about different feelings that I remember. But when I remember them, interestingly enough, sometimes I feel them a little bit. Like sometimes for me to tell a good story, I have to remember a little bit what it felt like to retell it, So,
are you also trying to say that those colors are all your feelings when they get all mixed up? Do you want to tell us what the colors mean?
Well, blue means sad.
Okay.
Purple means purple and violet mean feeling a little better and strong. And orange means proud.
Okay.
The yellow means scared.
Oh, interesting.
Red means mad.
Oh, they're all combined at the same time. I now see that drawing. Oh, I like it. They look like they're kind of dancing together. It looks like they're kind of at a Carnival or at New Orleans, like a parade.
Or like a party.
Yeah, like a party.
How do we feel about messes? Because it's very messy over here. Ruby,
Well,
what feelings do you associate with messy?
me?
Well, messy.
No.
Sometimes I get mad when it's messy because I really like things in their right places.
You like things in their right places?
Now, now wait a second here. How do we know it's the right place?
Yeah. How do you know something's in its right place?
Well, you just put it back where you found it before.
Oh, that's good. That's
So
very
wherever, that is interesting. So wherever you found it before is the right place.
Yeah, and also if you just found it on the floor, then you can put it somewhere organized.
Oh, interesting.
I will say that Ruby's probably the most organized person in our immediate family. Wouldn't you say,
Really?
Ruby?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now wait a second though. Amy, I remember you being pretty organized.
That's a facade. I can be organized, but then with being at home, it's
Right.
It's messy.
It all goes out the window.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Ryan, what do you think the difference is between like coloring and shading and doodling? Because I always find myself drawn to just kind of putting color and more color on paper when I do this kind of stuff. Oh,
Well, I'll tell you, for me, it's situational. So usually when I doodle, I try to go very fast, and I just make it about the lines. But then sometimes when I'm drawing for longer periods of time or trying to fit in, because I have to fit it into a little screen, then I tend to make it more dense. Do you know what I mean? Like I gotta fill up the space in a way that is a smaller space. So that's kind of what happens with me. But now, what were you saying? What was your feeling about that?
I don't really know how to doodle like that where I focus on lines because I always want to just focus on bringing more color onto the paper.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But it's an interesting exercise to try and think about the lines more.
Yeah, I think the color part, I guess, you know what, maybe I'm just thinking that doodles aren't just lines. They can really be any way that you want to work. You don't have to make it about just lines. So yeah, I'd say go for it.
Oh, Ruby, I like these lines. Can you tell us what you're working
on? I'm working on calm and peace.
Oh, so you see, this is interesting, Ruby, because I start with the drawing and then I figure out what it means, what it feels like afterwards. But you know what? The more I draw, maybe some other emotions come into it, so it gets more complicated. Yeah.
Ruby, when you draw, do you usually start with something in your mind, or do you just see where it takes you?
I just see where it takes me.
You see where.
Okay, so we're doing the same thing. I do know that I am looking. I do know that I try to please myself. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm drawing, I do try to like make sure that it's something that's pleasant for me. So I want to keep doing it. You know. Oh yeah, I like those colors. Is that Ruby again?
That's Ruby.
Oh,
Lilou's.
Is Lilou doing something more physical? Yeah.
Yes.
Lilou likes to kind of move around.
Yeah, Lilou, do you like to draw or do you like to move your body?
Do you like it?
You like to draw?
Do you like my drawing?
I do. I like that it looks like it reminds me of a birthday cake.
Ruby, will you tell us about Think Outside the Box Thursday drawing activities? Because I think that's a really fun doodling exercise.
Wait, there is another doodle show that you guys go to? Because now I'm getting jealous.
Actually in school.
Yeah.
Oh
when we do directed drawings or Think Outside the Box Thursday?
I think Outside the Box Thursday is really, really cool to share.
Well, Think Outside the Box Thursdays are Thursdays when we do these drawings when our teacher tells us, and we have to guess what our drawing is.
Oh.
And then what happens?
And then when we finish the drawing, then we realize what the drawing is.
Right. So your teacher starts by drawing something. Like she'll draw a circle, but she'll say, you can't turn this into a clock, and then you have to turn it into something else. So like,
No.
oh, did I get it all wrong?
You got it wrong. Amy,
Wait.
Amy, let Ruby talk.
I'm sorry.
I'm just joking. No, I'm
Ruby,
teasing.
you go
I'm
ahead.
teasing. I'm teasing.
Actually,
I'm just teasing.
Oh, it is like that? I was right?
yeah.
No, well,
Okay.
la di da.
Because directed drawings and Think Outside the Box Thursdays are kind of like the same.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought directed drawing is when you try and draw something to make it look like something else. Like you draw a dinosaur and make it look like a real dinosaur. You draw a giraffe and it looks like a giraffe. And Think Outside the Box Thursday was when she draws a shape.
Oh.
And says, this is a triangle, but you can't turn it into a slice of pizza. And then you have to think outside the box and be like,
Yeah, like you draw a circle and then a little circle inside the big circle. But the teacher says it's not a donut, so you have to make it to something else.
Right. So if it's not a donut,
Oh, I like that.
It could
That's
be
fun.
the hero.
Zero the hero.
Yeah, we learned about him in school, and one time, a long time ago, he visited us.
Who is Zero the hero? Ryan, do you know who Zero the hero is?
No, is it a dog?
No.
Oh.
Zero the hero, when Zero the hero is when we already passed the 100 days of school. So whenever there's a zero in like 100 days of school, remember like 160 days of school, maybe when there's a zero there, then Zero the hero visit us.
Oh, because there's a 0 and 160. Is that why? Did I get that right?
Oh, hey, Jess and Lewis.
Oh, are you seeing some friends now?
Right? I'm like craning my neck to see the.
Your fan club is here.
Oh, hey, friends.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Friday, y'all. Oh, Lilou, I don't know where the cap is.
Uh-oh, find that cap.
Find the cap.
That's, you know what, that's another,
Yes.
that is another, that's a game. That's another game to play. Find the cap.
Find the cap. Oh, Lilou found it.
All right, see?
Ruby, what are you drawing now?
This is maybe when I feel hungry. Hi, Ellie.
Oh, hey, Rose. Hey, Nora girl. You got shout outs to the fans, you know?
I've never done this with 3 people. It's pretty.
Is it?
I'm trying to figure out how to keep the conversation going, and I'm like, you guys are fine. You're having a conversation already. It's great.
This is when I feel hungry.
Oh.
Let me see. Oh, I see. Oh, I see something. Oh.
Snap. This is when I feel hungry.
Ryan, have you ever tried to make art when you feel a particular feeling, like in a consistent way? Like, every time I'm angry, I'm going to make a piece of art. Every time I'm hungry or hangry, I'm going to make a piece of art.
Well, I haven't made it like a routine. I know that sometimes I've gotten frustrated and I've made work just to kind of get myself through it. Because a lot of times, so I have to work at different speeds in the studio because I get very impatient with some of the more detailed stuff that I do. So if there's stuff that's really detailed, I have to get myself in a frame of mind to do it, right? So I'll work really fast, or I'll work out of an emotion for that. But the stuff that takes longer ends up having a variety of feelings behind it, and I have to keep remembering what it is to take it back to something that will translate or communicate, if that makes sense. So yeah, but in general, I would say like Doodle with me is something that I really enjoy, and so because of that, I think I return to Doodle with me every Friday because I enjoy it, you know, and I come out of a feeling of joy whenever I do it. Even if I'm tired or whatever, I will always go back to that feeling, you know, which is which is the feeling of just the freedom to make whatever I want. Now, when I'm by myself in the studio, I'm a little bit of a meaner boss, believe it or not, because I have some goals.
Right.
I got
You've
some
got a frame
goals.
of mind and it's not as open and
It can be. I mean, I trick myself a lot by using new materials, new kinds of like I just found these gouaches from Japan. Someone gave them to me, and they're actually look like sticks of chalk, but they're actually gouache. And you draw with them, and you can just add water to them, and they act just like a gouache paint. So, and it got me to work differently, you know, and it made me able to work faster than a brush. So I liked that. That was fun.
I like even noticing that with Ruby and Lilou when they have different materials, how they work differently. Like even noticing how Ruby's drawing with the oil pastels tonight versus the way she was drawing more precisely with her colored pencils.
Uh-huh.
It's so intuitive. It's like no matter what you pick up, you feel the materiality of it. And then
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I'm a big believer in just the changing of the materials, or the materials give you access to different parts of yourself.
Yeah.
So if I'm wanting to feel particularly structured and in control, you know, I'll go right to a pencil or, you know, something a little with a more of a pointed tip, you know. But I'll go to stuff with water if I want to feel more like open to accidents and stuff like that.
What about you, Ruby? When do you like to paint versus when do you like to draw?
That's a good question.
Paint is when I feel really happy and when I feel like arts and crafts kind of feeling, and when it's the weekends, I really like to do art and crafts. So that's when I really like to paint.
Oh, when you say you have a lot of time, when you've got like open-ended amount of time.
Yeah, more.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because then I can paint longer and paint more pictures.
Right.
Do you like to when you make your when you make stuff, do you like to take your time and go slow, or do you like to go fast?
I like to take my time because then when I take my time, then it looks like the drawing that I want it to be.
Ah, see, that's my situation too. If I have a goal, or if I want the drawing to be how I want it to be, I have to take more time. And you know what, I do notice, you know, people do seem to enjoy work that looks like it takes more time. You know? I mean, just in general, I think.
I like your flowers, Ryan. It's pretty.
Thank you. I'm kind of getting into this color. These colors are very, kind of almost like a Kleenex box. It'd be good for a Kleenex box. Because it could go with your lime green bathroom. It could go with your purple pink bathroom, or if you were a therapist, the brown might match like the brown wood paneling in your office. You know? What do you think of therapy?
I love therapy.
Yeah.
And I was reminded when you were talking of this artwork that was in my therapist's office the therapist I saw in high school, and it looked like these pieces of paper either blowing into a canyon or blowing out of a canyon. And I would look at it and I was wondering, are those papers being sucked in or are those papers being blown out? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. But I love if I could just go to art therapy all the time, I would be okay with that.
Oh my God.
But recently I've been doing EMDR therapy, which I'm a big fan of.
That's not that's not the one with the metal bars and electronic currents, is it?
I don't. That's not the version I've been doing.
It's some kind of reprogramming, right?
Yes.
Oh,
It's with
cool.
rapid eye movement. So my therapist does this tracking where I follow her hand motion.
Oh,
And
wow.
supposedly it's reprogramming my memories. And I have bought into it.
Really? It
Yeah,
worked?
I love it. Love it.
Oh, and this feeling that I drew is when I feel hopeful.
Hopeful.
Oh, let me
Like,
see. I love it.
like when I feel hopeful that my mail will come. Like when I feel hopeful that my flowers will grow. And I'm hopeful that I'll be happy the next day.
Oh,
I like that. Ruby, I really like that. I think hopeful is good for me too. I like that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's interesting that you hope for things that are small.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I try to do. I try to keep it small. Try to get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Now, that therapy sounds really interesting. I went to a Jungian therapist when I was in my 20s, and she did art therapy, giant sandbox, and she'd give you all these little figurines, and then you could set it up, and it was like a lucid dream. You know, you would dream with all the different things, and then you tell a story kind of about it. And then she'd ask you, you know, this is how you are now. What would you like it to be like?
Ooh.
And then you kind of change it. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I'm a big fan of play therapy too for kids, like just through the act of playing, how that can give you tools to talk about your feelings or express things that might be hard to express with words.
Yes, yes. I'm a big fan of that. We actually are running out of time.
Yes. Oh, that was so fast.
I know it's fast. So I'm going to point my camera up now. And
Okay.
did you want to share what people have been up to over on your side there?
Yeah. Here's Ruby. She's been drawing. Everyone's been seeing Ruby draw.
Yeah.
Here's the stuff that we've been working on down on the floor. Lisa's drawing. Here's Lilu's drawing.
Oh, that looks great.
These were mostly mine. Oh, here's the Lilou one.
Here, Mommy.
Fantastic.
It was fantastic. This was so fun.
It was fun. I thought I was Tim Gunn for a second when I said that. You guys, thank you for joining me on Doodle with me. It was so fun to have you, and so fun to hear everyone's feelings and ideas. It was great.
We're going to keep doodling. So enjoy your night, Ryan.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to sign off with everyone. Thanks, Amy and Ruby and Lilou. And thanks all of you for coming. I just want to say I always appreciate people coming and visiting with us, even though I love to see the comments. And certainly, if you have any doodles that you want to share, you can direct message them to me.
Slide into Ryan's DMs.
Slide into my DMs with your doodles. Yeah.
We love you, Ryan.
Okay, thanks. Okay. All right.
Bye.
Everybody have a great night and a great week, and I hope to see you next Friday. Bye-bye.